like I started off, family, it don't matter what your religion is. It's not about that. We gotta come together no matter what. We gotta help each other no matter what. If we don't, then our whole civilization, all of our people of color, will be destroyed. And that will be the first time in history that it ever happened. As we're about to read in the story of Exodus, it starts talking about how the oppressor had made a plan to destroy all the men in Israel. But we already know that they got a plan out here to destroy all the men. The story in the book of Exodus is very much like the story of today's time that we're going through today. This prophet didn't say, well, you got to go get me a certain type of food. He said, I'm not eating nothing in this place because y'all are idolatry. All right, Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. Let's rock and roll. Let's get this party started right. All right, here we go. Giving all honor and praise and glory and respect unto the Most High King of all creation, the Yotzer, our Master, our power, our strength. And Yotzer is the word for creator in Hebrew, one of the words. Borei, Yotzer, is all in how you conjugate the word. Yotzer was first used in this book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter, the 7th verse, when the Most High brought forth Adam from the earth. He created man upon the earth. The word present there is Yotzer. So therefore, I like to use that word in reference to the Almighty because he's the one and only true creator of all creation. Can you get him away from that computer, please? All right. So today is Yom Succoth. Can I? Hey, the women so busy, ready to tell you, boy. Yes, it's the last day of Shmini Atzer, Yom Succoth, the last day. But what we wanted to do today, we're going to have a little short class. It's not going to be too long, unless the question seems to go overboard and everybody needs to know. But we're going to do question and answers today. We're going to do that just so that a lot of the questions that you may have can be answered. There are a lot of people in Israel today, and a lot of the things that we do, we just do, but we really don't understand why we do what we do. You know, our hearts, our spirits, our minds are in all the right places. It's just that we don't have no understanding as to why we do a lot of the things that we do. So therefore, what we want to do here is we want to give our family an opportunity to learn, to worship, to understand why we do what it is that we do on these holy days. And on Succoth, last week's class, hold on a second, got an elder coming in. Please pardon me. You by yourself? Okay.
No, I'm not by myself.
You got to take your shoes off at the door. Thank you.
Rain freeze.
My apologies.
No, rain freeze me.
So give a talk, Bavakasha. There you go. See, you thought you didn't know what I was talking about. That's exactly what I said. You got it. Thank you. Got a couple elders coming in right now. Just give me a few minutes and we'll get back to the lessons, please. Look at Jazzy's slippers. Look how Jazzy slippers look. Look at slippers. She is Jazzy, boy. She is Jazzy. Shalom. Right. All right, here we go. There are a lot of people who don't understand why they do what they do. They just do it. I had a sister tell me the other day that she does what she does because she researched, she looked around, she studied, she asked questions, and that is the way that it's done. Just like that. Too many people don't do research in coming up with the theory and the understanding that they have as to why they do what they do. But she did. She did her research, and she came up with the understanding that she came up with. But I respect the fact that she did the research, because there are so many of us who just listen to people talk and teach. We just accept what they say because we trust them. I'm going to say you're supposed to trust your leadership, but you still check up on your leadership to make sure that your leadership is correct. She did what she did, and I have to take my hat off to her and say, Toda, because you have went far beyond what the average person does by way of research and listening and learning and keeping the holy days. So may the Most High be with her. May the Most High bless her and her family with many years of truth, happiness, joy, and success. And we going to get started. So today's class is going to be a lot different than our normal class. This is the last day called Shmini Atzeret. It's the 8th day of Succoth. Succoth. All right, so let me just give you a little bit of a little filler so that you already know. Succoth, one place where it can be found is the book of Leviticus. In the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. I think it might start around verse 34. Let me see. Leviticus 23. Yeah, I think it's around verse 34. 34. Let me see. Leviticus 23. And I think it's verse 34. Let me see where I'm at. Yes. Well, we're pretty good. We're getting better. 23, Leviticus 23 and 33. And this is the beginning of it. And this is what, y'all ready?
Okay.
And the Most High spake unto Moshe, saying, speak to the people of Israel. Speak to the children of Israel. Now, I know y'all heard this last week. We're going to repeat it again. It has to be ingrained in your memory. And Shalom, how are you? Ishi?
Oh, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpach. I'm well. Toda Rabbah.
On the 5th day of the 7th month, on the 15th day of this 7th month, and for 7 days is the Feast of Booths to the Most High. How many days was the Feast of Booths for? No, that said 7. 7 days. For 7 days in the 7th month, Shavah. For 7 days in the 7th month is the Feast of the Most High, the Feast of Booths unto the Most High. How many days does the feast last?
7 days.
Okay. How many days is the Feast of Booths?
7 days.
7 days. Because a lot of people don't seem to understand. I've seen people put up in their pages, is the 8th day a Sabbath? Well, the Feast of Booth, Hag Succoth, lasts for 7 days. So the 8th day is not Hag Succoth. The 8th day is a day all on its own. But watch how the Most High delineates it. He's going to break it down. On the first day, you should have a holy convocation. The first day, you should have a holy convocation. You shall do no ordinary work. For 7 days, you should present food offerings to the Most High. That ain't got nothing to do with us feasting. That's something ceremonially that the priest does. That is not a pass for us to cook on those 7 days. What gives us permission to cook on those 7 days is because it's a chag. But that chag only lasts for 7 days, not 8 days, 7 days. So therefore, we got a pass and we can cook for those 7 days. But let's continue. For 7 days, you should present food offerings to the Most High. Has nothing to do with you eating. It's only that you offer an offering up to the Almighty. On the 8th day, now we're introducing a new day. Now he says an 8th day. That 8th day wasn't previously mentioned. It was only talking about 7 days. On the 8th day, you shall hold a holy convocation and present a food offering to the Most High. It is a solemn assembly. You shall not do any ordinary work. This does not say that the 8th day is a chag, that we are supposed to have a feast on the 8th day. It doesn't say that. Some people will try to interject that and say, it's okay, you got to have a feast on the last day. That's not what this says. It says for 7 days, you should have a feast. 7 days. Shabbat or Shewah. These, verse 37, these are the appointed feasts of the Most High, which you shall proclaim as times of holy convocation. So these are the appointed times of the Creator that you shall proclaim as holy convocations. For presenting to the Most High food offerings, burnt offerings, grain offerings, sacrifice and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Most of us don't do none of those things. We don't offer, and it's because we don't have the priesthood established for us to be able to bring up offerings to the Most High. Besides the Most High Shabbatot or Shabbats, is Shabbatot, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you shall give to the Most High. All of those things we were allowed to present before the Almighty. All of those things. And now he's going to break it down a little bit more. And we're going to talk a little bit. And then we're going to see if we can answer some questions. I'll do a little bit more reading, and then we're going to see if we can answer some questions. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you had gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Most High 7 days. Now that feast is a chag. It says chag. That chag denotes celebration, food, festival, party, dancing, shouting, all that type stuff for 7 days. Has nothing to do with the 8th day. On the first day shall be a solemn rest. On the 8th day should be a solemn rest. So the very first day that you present all that food offering, you can't do any work except that which you are to cook. On the 8th day, you can't do any work and you can't cook on the 8th day. No cooking is to be done on the 8th day. Hayom, Hashabbat Hazeh, Hayom, this Shabbat, this day is the 8th day. So we can't cook on this day. Don't be in there ironing your clothes, talking about I'm ironing. No ironing. You come wrinkled. Come wrinkled. If you're missing a button, don't even sew it on. You got some food, you want to warm it up. I ain't cooking, I'm just warming it up. No, you're cooking. It's just a lesser degree of cooking. So if you do those things, you're in violation of the sanctity of the Shabbat day. Today is a Shabbat day. So you shouldn't be doing any of those things on this day. All right? We're going to get into the question and answers. All right. Then he gives us instructions. And you shall take of the first of your fruits of splendid trees. Now pay attention, because this is important. Because what we do right now is not scripturally correct. What we do is we sleep in tents. Scripturally, that's not how our ancestors did it. They built tents, but they built it with trees and branches and olive leaves, and that's how they built it. So what we sleeping in right now are tents. Maybe we should cover our tents with trees and branches and olive trees and olive branches and dirt and leaves and all that type stuff to be scripturally correct. So we done gotten away from scripture in so many ways. And so many of us do it now that it has become accepted. But how many of us ever went to the Most High and asked him, was it acceptable for us to sleep in these man-made tents that we buy from Walmart, Target, Dick's, and what other stores sell these things? Because we were required to sleep in tents, but it was tents that we built. We were about to read about Willow of the Brooks, trees and branches and all. We used to do that when I was back in Philadelphia. We would go out to Fairmount Park and we would find all the broken trees, all the broken branches, and we would build a booth. It was a little, but we would build a little booth, little enough that you had to climb in the front door. You squeezed down. You couldn't stand up in it because it was too small. You climbed in the front door. You made prayer. You got out and you went home. And what we would do is every day we would go to that booth and make prayer and then go back home. We never stayed overnight in the booth. And the Creator never requires you to stay overnight in the booths. What he does require you to do is to dwell in the booth. That means you have to go there for a period of time and stay and chill. What we do is usually we go and spend the night. That's making up for all the time we missed through the day because we haven't been in the booth all day. Y'all follow me? Okay. Let's see what the Father says. Verse 40. And you should take on the first day the fruit of splendid trees, branches of palm trees, and burr of leafy trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Most High your Elohim, Ha Elohim, Anakanu Elohim, our power, 7 days. You shall celebrate it as a feast, as a chag. That means you party, you celebrate, you sing, you dance. We only had a little bit of people here with us this time around, so we didn't do a whole lot of stuff that we would normally do. We normally put on plays, little talks. We play volleyball. If we play volleyball this time, we have a one-side team. We wouldn't have enough for the other side of the team. So we didn't do a lot of the things that we normally do for the holy days, for this holy day. But we had a nice time. Wasn't it nice? It was pleasant. It was beautiful. It was a blessing. And you had a lot of willing participants. A lot of times you have events and the holy days, people come out. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to help. They just want to come eat. Or maybe go have class and service. And then maybe have some activities, but they don't want to help do anything. It wasn't this way around. Y'all ladies, boy, y'all was the truth. And the young men that for the time that they were here, it was nice. It was good. You shall celebrate it a feast to the Most High for 7 days in the year. It is a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. You should dwell in booths for how many days? 7. And we dwelt in booths for 7 days because we missed the first day. So we made it up by staying an extra day. Now watch this. A lot of people miss this. Oh, my child too young. I don't want him outside. I don't want him sleeping in no booths. All native Israelites shall dwell in booths. Everybody born with the Hebrew blood shall keep this holy day. They should dwell in booths. That does not mean you have to sleep in the booth all night. It does not mean you have to sit in that booth all day. It does not mean those things. To dwell means that this is a place where you go and reside for a period of time. That's what makes it a dwelling. In the ancient days, our forefathers, when they lived in the cities, they would put the booths on their rooftops or in their backyards. It's always best because they was in Jerusalem. This is one of those holy days where you're supposed to congregate and come before the Most High 3 times a year. So if you put a booth in your backyard right now, you out of order. If you are not able to attend services at a place of worship and you put a booth in your backyard and you don't live in Jerusalem, you're out of order. You're incorrect. It's not the way it should be done. If you can dwell in the assembly, migrate to wherever the house of worship is, then that's what you should do. You should travel that distance. And if you want, you can take off of work for 8 days, or you can travel for the first day and then travel for the 8th day. Spend a night on the first day, spend a night on the 8th day. That's at a minimum. But those 2 days are the most required days for you to present yourself before the Most High. The 8th day and the first day. All Israelite born shall dwell in booths, that your generation may know that I made the people of Yisrael dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yohei Ha Elohim, or Elohim. Are there any questions? Are there? Okay, we got. Amy, you want to come up and speak your questions? Shabbat Shalom, Sister Bashir.
I just wanted to
You got to just come up so they can hear you. That's all. Only one thing. Where your list at? You had like 15, 20 questions.
No, I just wanted to, concerning the boots.
Yes.
Was it the purpose for reenactment of when the children of Israel was going through the desert? I was wondering about that. And did they do that they dwelt in booths. So this was to commemorate that fact when they get into the land. I just wanted some clarity on that.
All right. May the Most High be praised. That's the only question you got?
Right now.
Oh,
yes.
right now. Okay. All right. Okay. The Most High is awesome. What he does is he wants us to never forget. You know, sometimes I got a vehicle that I drive to get around, to go wherever I got to go and do whatever I got to do back in the city. I got a bicycle where I could jump onto my bike and ride my bike anywhere I want to go around the city. But you know what I like to do every once in a while? I like to jump on the bus, ride public transportation to different places where I got to go. You know why I do that? So I never forget. You never want to forget where you came from or your beginnings and the struggles that you went to or through to get where you are in life. And I would like to think that I'm pretty far from where I was when I was a young buck coming up in this life in Philadelphia. I used to catch the bus all times of the day, all times of the night to get from one part of the city to the other part of the city before I had a car. And once I got a car, I never looked back. But every once in a while, I'll jump on the bus so I could re-embrace that feeling, you know, of living a different type of life. Because now it's a different lifestyle. It's a completely different lifestyle than those days when I was younger. I was wild. I was in the streets. I was doing what I wanted to do. Nobody to answer to. I know I had parents, but nobody to answer to. I did what I wanted. You know how young people are. They do what they want. And I was chasing them girls, and you go chase them girls. You 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You want to show that you was grown. You know what I mean? You 16, 17 years old. What you doing out 1, 2 o'clock in the morning? You want to show you grown. So you on the bus, public transportation, all types of perverts in the street, murderers, rapists, they're all out there. But you're a man child, so it's different. You know what I mean? As opposed to being a female. But I used to catch the bus just to remind myself of my beginnings and where I came from. It's no different with the Most High. He always wants us to remember. Yom Teruah, the day of the noise. What were we remembering? We were remembering when we stood underneath the mountain and all that thunder and lightning, them trumpets blaring, all that noise, and the commandments was being given to us. That's what Yom Teruah was all about. And then the Creator said, every year, I want you to have this in the 7th month. Bang. Yom Teruah. Every year, we're supposed to remember that glorious day when we stood before the Almighty and He gave us the commandments. Yom Teruah. Yom Kippur. Every year, Yom Kippur is given to us. And if you remember, if you notice, you ought to make confession of your sins of the previous year. That means you had to bring into remembrance, whether you wrote them down or however, but you had to confess these on that day. So therefore, it was another day of what? Of remembrance. And then the Most High has a holy day, and each one of these holy days, besides the Day of Atonement, is not a chag. But this next holy day is Yom Succoth, which was actually a whole week, 7 days, Succoth. We dwell in booths for 7 days. That 7 days was supposed to bring you back into the remembrance of how you and your forefathers lived all that many years ago. So as Ames said, it's a continuation, a remembrance. It's something for you to keep in your spirit and your mind of your humble beginnings and where you were when He brought us out of the wilderness. That's what this day, this whole week has been all about. And then on the 8th day, He wants you to talk about it. Talk about your experience. Talk about what you've learned. Have an understanding of all the things that has helped you make it through the whole month. When I say the whole month, from the 1st day to the 8th day. That 8th day is around the end of our month. And that's what we have to remember. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Higdalia, Brother Kazu, and my family. Shabbat Shalom. All right. It's the 8th-day feast. It's the 8th-day feast. All right. So let's see. We have any other questions? Yeah. I mean, not feast, but 8th-day assembly. Yeah. All right. Let's see where we at. Question. In today's time, how do we offer food to the Creator? You can offer food to the Most High. This is what we do. On our farm, when we grow food, when we were growing food, and when we grow food again, we would take the first of the foods and put it to the side, let it rot somewhere in the ground, just leave it somewhere. And that's just a way of showing appreciation to the Creator. So before we will partake of the food, we will take the first one that was grown and ripe, get it together and just put it on a certain location, like on the ground somewhere in a certain location. And all of the first foods that we grew, it will go into that certain location That's how we offered food to the Most High in today's time. In the ancient days, we would take all that food and bring it to the priest, and the priest would do a wave offering and wave it up and bring appreciation and give it to the Most High in that manner. But they would eat it. The priesthood would eat it. Now nobody consumes it. We let the vegetation, the poor, whoever might be riding, walking by, we let them eat it. But ain't nobody walking by here. Just like, symbolically. All right? And then she got, oh, we need the priest. Oh, we need the priest. But the priests are actually with us. They just don't know who they are. The priesthood is still here. They ain't went nowhere. They just don't know that they're priests. Just like prophetess and prophets are with us. They just don't know that they're prophets and prophetess. Because America, by living here in America, they dumb you down. And when you have spiritual inclinations and spiritual gifts, they make you think something's wrong with that or something's bad with that or you serving the devil. That's what they make you think. But that's not what it is. In reality, that's the Most High bringing you into your fullness. So I never shun anybody that got the gift of prophecy. And I know a couple of them that be telling me some dreams and them things be coming true. So I'm with that completely. But the thing is, a lot of us don't know who we are for real, in our essence. The bloodline that runs through us, we don't know. A lot of us don't know who we are. Even though we don't have the priest, could we still set aside some food for the Most High as a remembrance offering, a remembrance thing? Absolutely, we can. Or maybe every year we can actually build a small booth with wood, stones, etc. as the community. Shabbat Shalom Ein Keter, and to the other elders in the midst thereof. Okay. All right.
Annie has a question.
All right, Aim.
Would it be safe to say that as you said that the way you offer your fruit is to offer the first of what you have generated on the land and maybe put it back in the ground or just put it aside?
That's what we do. We put
it back in the ground. That's awesome.
We put it back in the ground, but we put it to a certain location in the ground.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome because it instead of putting it in your body, you offer it back to the Most High, and it will generate more fruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm just wanted to know because you had said you put it aside, but I'm not sure what aside meant.
On the side, in the ground, on the grass.
Okay.
And then we just don't cut that area.
Uh-huh.
And we don't let people go over, like when the children in there, especially, because they'll try to go over and pick it. Just keep them away.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
All right, Eziwan Yi, Shabbat Shalom, Bati. How are you? She says, as Shminiat said, it is not a feast day. Is it to observe the same way as Yom Teruah? Absolutely. You observe it the same way as Yom Teruah, because Yom Teruah is not a feast day either, but it's a Sabbath day. No cooking, no working, none of those things. All right? This whole class, y'all, is about questions about the Shabbat, speaking about Succoth, but nobody's asking questions about Succoth. Come on, let's go. Any more questions?
I have a question.
Oh, you can ask any question you want. All right, let's see what this is. And I hear you, Ishi. What about giving the food to the poor, etc., like the third year tithing? That would be wonderful. That's another way of offering it to the Most High. Give it away to the poor, the homeless. At our restaurant, that's what we're going to do with the leftover food every night. So people probably won't be buying food all day just because to give away food at night. As soon as we come out the back door, they're going to say, can I get a plate? So that's what we're going to do at the restaurant.
I was going to say, we can save them and go to a place on a particular day.
Yeah, that'll work. Whatever we decide to do, we'll do. She said, save it up and go on a certain day and give it out to the homeless somewhere. And that's what we're going to do. We're not wasting no food. In America, so much food is wasted by restaurants. They scrape it out, put it in the trash, rather than give it to somebody at a discounted rate I remember I used to go to this one store every once in a while in Philly. It was a vegan store. And if you come like they close at 11 o'clock, you come like 5 minutes to 11. Sometimes they'll give you the leftover food. Man, I used to go down that joint. Yo, what y'all got left over, man? And yeah, they saw me. But you couldn't do it too often. You know, you had to go to different stores. They had like 3 or 4 different locations. So you go to different ones right before they go, hey, what y'all got left over? Somebody didn't claim their bag because they called in, but they never came and got it. They'll give it to you. And the food is good. It might have been sitting out all day, but it's good because vegan food lasts a long time. So I enjoy those. But, you know, it didn't happen too often because they'll start recognizing you and then they start, no, you got to pay. But it was good that the people was willing to do that. So we'll have something similar to that at our restaurant, except that sometimes when we start seeing the same face at the same time, we're going to have to get them an assignment or a chore. Yo, bro, you can get something to eat, but you got to sweep this floor tonight. You got to wash these dishes. Yeah, you got to do something because every man has to earn his keeps. We'll figure out something for him. Believe me, we will. He might end up getting a job. You never know. May the Most High be praised. Tell her about. Isha, you said you had a question?
Shabbat Shalom, Kane. So my question, just to clarify, is that the 8th day, well, I have two questions. The 8th day, it says no cooking, no salva work. Well, we say no cooking, no salva work. And then, but we can use fire for making a sacrifice, an offering by fire to the Creator, because that's what verse 36 says. So I guess my question would be like, okay, on the 8th day, is cooking considered servile work?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to see the difference in that because we use fire technically all 8 days for different reasons. So I was trying to see why
we were told that we could. The rest of those days wasn't holy days. The first day,
what you mean.
What I mean by they wasn't holy convocations where we had to come together and assemble before the Most High and keep it as a Shabbat. The first day and the 8th day were, except the first day was classified as a Chag. So therefore, on a Chag, we can cook.
Mm-hmm.
The 8th day is not classified as a Chag. So therefore, you cannot
It's not
cook.
a feast.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what do the word Shemini Atzeret actually mean?
Let me look it up and break it down for you. Yeah. I know. All right. They say people ask, what does Shmini Atzeret mean? So I'm gonna let the European man tell you because I just told you, but you know it's not. Maybe he can break it down a little better. Shmini Atzeret, the meaning, the 8th day of assembly. In a Jewish holiday immediately following the week-long festival of Succoth, its meaning is twofold. It is both a solemn, separate holy day to reflect of the previous festivals and transitions to the next spiritual cycle, marked by special prayers for rain and continual solemn gathering. The holy day culminates in the celebration of Simchat Torah, which is often observed the same day of the following. We don't do that. So there you go. All right. And Simchat Torah means to be happy in the Torah. Happy or rejoice signifies a completion and mediation and restart of the year. All right. So that's what Shmini Atzeret means.
So it means 8th day assembly.
Yes. Sister Higdalia says, The final day of Chag Matzo is also Atzeret. All right?
Oh, really?
She said it's Deuteronomy 16 and 8.
So that means
The final day of Chag
be a
Matzo?
feast day?
No,
That would not be a feast.
it will probably is a feast day because it was only for 7 days. So therefore, if the last day is Atzeret, it only means the ending of it.
Oh.
All right? So there any other questions? Anyone else? Any other questions? If there are no other questions, please everyone turn your books to Nehemiah chapter 8.
Mom, do you have more questions? You have questions?
Oh, well, come on. You got to answer them. Then come on.
They're not about,
Yeah, they don't.
It could be about anything. Come on up, if you don't mind.
It's like,
seriously? I thought it was, the whole day was about question and answer,
It is about question and answer.
not Nehemiah.
Yes.
My first
Shabbat
question-
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. And my first question is, should we marry out of our race?
Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear her?
I couldn't really hear. Also, can you take me down, please?
I'll take you down. I never heard a woman ask to be taken down. Lay me down, but take me down, no.
Oh, gosh.
I understand. That's humility, though. That's humility. She said, I want to be up in the forefront no more. Go ahead. You're ready.
Should we marry out of our race?
Did you hear it now? Should we marry out of our race? The answer is no.
Oh,
You shouldn't marry out of your race.
that was easy.
Because what you do is you mingle the seed. You mingle the holy seed with whatever else there is out there in the world to be mingled with. You should always marry within your race. In the book of Numbers, the 33rd chapter, the 36th chapter, the Most High mentions that you should marry somebody of your father's tribe. So therefore, if you're marrying somebody of your father's tribe, that person over there, he ain't close. All right? Now, a man can marry outside of his race because the man carries the seed. So that child is going to be whatever that man is. So therefore, that woman, if she marries a man that's not an Israelite, that child is not going to be an Israelite. It's called a bastard in Israel. That's what you call a bastard. A bastard is when a female of Israel marries a man that's not of Israel. You remember the one where the story, I think it's when the man was picking up the sticks, the boy was playing or picking up sticks on a Shabbat day, and they said to his mother, he was the daughter, he was the son of a bastard or something like that.
Yeah.
The mother was Hebrew, but the father wasn't.
Okay.
He was of some other nation, and it was easy for him to get that punishment to be put to death. All right?
Okay.
So no, you shouldn't be marrying outside of the race.
Next question. Are you
She
finished?
said that was a blasphemer.
Next question. Ready?
Hold on a second. She said, are we assuming that we can tell Yisrael by race? That's a good one.
That's a good.
So you can't. The only thing you can do is tell by how they live it. So there you go. That answers that. Oh, she put a whole bunch of stuff up there. And the son of, okay, here we go. All right, here you go. Leviticus 24, 10 to 11. And the son of an Israelitish woman whose father was an Egyptian. His father was an Egyptian. He was outside of the race. She was an Israelite woman, but his father was an Egyptian. Of the child went among the children of Israel, and this son of the Israelite woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Most High and cursed. And they brought him unto Moshe. His mother was Shalomith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. She's right. It wasn't picking up sticks. It was that situation. He cursed the name of the Most High, and he was put to death. All right. Very well. Thank you for that, sis. I tell you, ain't nothing like having an anchor family around. So now, can you marry outside your race? I didn't think so.
Okay.
And Ezzy, I see your question. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
You have something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, go ahead. I thought maybe we were addressing the same issue. Okay, what should a young woman or a young man do amongst all this infestation of bisexuality when seeking a mate?
Run.
Okay.
What should a young man or a young woman do
Amongst
all the
this infestation of bisexuality,
infestation of bisexual, transsexual,
all that
perverted
when seeking a mate?
when seeking a mate? First thing you do is get a blood test done. Make sure they ain't got no disease. That's the first thing you do. Second thing you do is get a test done. Make sure they're a man or a woman.
Mm,
Depending on if you're the man, you got to make sure she a woman.
mm,
And if you're the woman, you make sure he a man.
mm.
Don't let nobody tell you what they are. You know what I mean? Because you got to check it. You got to know for sure.
Hallelujah.
There's a lot of women out here that look like men. There's a lot of men that look like women.
Yeah,
And you can never know just by looks alone.
that's right. Okay, next question. What if a husband is fully vaccinated during this COVID thing, but his wife is not?
Run.
Should there be a should there be a concern pertaining to intimacy?
Well, I don't know how deep the vaccine virus, that stuff that they put in your system,
Okay.
I don't know how deep it goes. Because it could be transferred through through his saliva, through his semen. It could be transferred into you. I would say run. No, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful because I don't know how with the vaccine that they gave out to everybody, all I know is it's dangerous. It's killing people. And if you know you got a husband or a wife that got one and the other one didn't, make sure you get an insurance policy on them. And then on the application, they're going to ask you, did you get the vaccine? They're going to ask you that on the application. And if he got it, she got it, who knows?
Abba,
Yes.
are you, when you say run, are you I know you kind of said it in a joking way, but are you suggesting that they divorce if one of them has a vaccine and the other doesn't? Is that what you mean by run, that they actually divorce? I don't know I guess I don't know what you mean by run. If they're courting and, nothing, vows haven't been made, then sure, like, okay, don't marry that person. But if they're already married and let's say the husband decides I want to do this quote unquote for my health, or the wife does that for their health, quote unquote, are you suggesting that they divorce, or are you suggesting that they just have limited, intimacy or something because of transfer?
What transfers though into?
But I don't know if it transfer. I'm just saying that based on what you just said.
But the vows are better or worse?
What vows?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what they say, for better or for worse.
That would be
Let me explain this to you.
We gotta be mindful of what we're saying when it comes to vaccines and how it's transmitted, because if there's no proof and we're saying it.
Man, let me tell you
we gotta
something.
shut this down.
Not the Most High give it to me, I'm going to tell it. Just that simple. What I said, just so that the public will know, is that I don't know how it could be transmitted through semen or through saliva. All I know is it's in your bloodstream, and everything else is transmitted through your bloodstream.
Right.
So it's a strong possibility that it could be transmitted through those ways. I don't know. But no, I can't tell anybody to leave their husband or leave their wife. No, I'm not going to tell you that.
Well, I know for a
I'm
fact.
just joking.
I know for a fact that there's a woman who is did not take not even one, but there's someone who is pursuing her that is fully vaccinated.
Oh yeah, run from him.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
You know
did.
what
Oh
I'm
yeah, well,
saying?
that's a different story.
Because
That's,
there's
yeah.
no compatibility right there.
She got a choice in that
You know?
matter.
Yeah.
No compatibility, period.
But
And
if your
there's some
husband,
husband and wives, they're married together, but one decides she don't want any or he don't want any, but the other party decides to go and get
but
vaccinated.
he got it anyway, or she
That's
got
what
it
I'm
anyway.
saying.
They catch it from their mate.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why you can't walk around here kissing and hugging on anybody.
That's what I'm
Listen,
talking
this is.
about. This is
Let me tell you
serious,
something.
though.
Oh, it
It's
is.
a
It
serious
is.
matter.
Let me tell you
Because I'm
something.
very much concerned about things like that because, you know, getting a partner, there have to be some kind of compatibility there. You know,
Yeah.
you can't have a man that is fully vaccinated pursuing a woman who has no interest in that, and that's what I say. And I would say that to the CDC too. Yeah. Okay. So because that means he's there, she's there. They're not no togetherness. Both parties should be able to come together and say, okay, this is what they're doing. Let's talk about it. What do you think? Should we go and do this and then clean ourselves out? How do you clean yourself from that? That's my question. How do you clean yourself
Supposedly,
from that?
there is ways to clean it out of your system.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But then some people say there's no way you can get it out because it's
Possibly.
going into your DNA.
really
So it's
going
so
into your
much,
system.
this is deeper than we think. And we need to really look into more of this.
All right.
I'm done.
That's it. You got a whole sheet of
The
questions.
scripture says,
That's all the questions you
love your
got?
neighbor as yourself. Hey, I'm loving you at a distance.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know how this vaccine can be transmitted from person to person. We actually honestly don't know. And I don't even think they did enough research to determine that. But I bet you when they invented it, they already determined how contagious it would be. So no, you ain't gonna run from your husband. If your husband is vaccine and you don't want to run from him, but y'all need to do some serious conversating to come to some type of agreement and terms, because there's a very high likely possibility that you could get it from him or could get it from her. Ima, was you saying something?
I mean, I was gonna talk about like,
Stuff in you.
the certain type of blood, your blood types too can determine how vaccines interact with your body. That's why when they have those specific blood types, the certain blood, that you can't
Where's the
get,
baby?
basically can get or cannot get. And also there's the certain vaccines, certain blood types, when they give it to you, they know which blood types are stronger for certain vaccines than not. Like when we're in the medical field, like it's certain, like they pull your blood in certain colored pipes for certain reasons, so that the vials are different colors. They got the tiger one and then the red and the gray, and each one is done a certain way. Some are coagulated in a spinning machine before they send it off, because they want to do a certain thing to your blood so they can test it for certain things. So I'm just saying, like, it's definitely important for us to research this, because they do things to your blood once they take it out of your body anyway. That's how they identify certain diseases in you and things like that as well.
Sometimes the insurance company, if you don't let them test your blood, they'll deny you. My problem is I'm worried about them trying to give me something. So therefore, if I ain't got the insurance, I probably won't be getting it.
Yeah.
Ishi?
Oh, I just wanted to highlight Gaberi Hegdalia's comment when she said that young woman is setting herself up to be disobedient. I think that's a great point. Not the married couple, but the couple that's courting or that that man is pursuing her, she's setting herself up to be disobedient in a way. Because if you're already like, I mean, not Ima, Geber Hegdalia said it so clearly. She's not aligning with his vision, and if you're already, deciding to do something that he doesn't agree with, or vice versa, then how much more will that seed grow in the marriage, right? So I think that's a good point to that, which rounds off to what Zakana Laurel was saying. Like, they're just not aligned in that. Like, that's an important thing. It's a small thing, but it can lead to other things that are not aligned in the marriage too.
Yeah, yeah. How about when the man is not vaccinated and the woman go get vaccinated, but don't tell her husband she vaccinated? How about when that happens? And then they,
Well, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know, and you cannot be responsible for something that he's not.
yeah, but she get pregnant, she have a baby.
Something wrong with the baby.
But that's,
You know, how would they know?
right,
You never know.
that's true, because some people are not gonna tell the truth,
That's right.
especially if they know who you are.
But like Sister Higdalia said, it lines up for unhealthy marriage. On Succoth, the commandment to dwell in booths for 7 days. In your words, what are ways for people to dwell in booths this day and age? She must have came to class late. We talked about that, and it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in the booth all night. It doesn't mean you have to stay in the booth all day. It only means that you have to use this booth as a dwelling place for those 7 days, which means you have to spend some time in the booth for 7 days. What we do is we sleep in the booths every night to make up for whatever missed time we might have missed throughout the day. We sleep in the booths overnight out in the wilderness. So that's what we do. And that's our way of dwelling in the booth. To dwell means to reside for a period of time. Some people got multiple dwellings where they only go once a year, but they do go and spend time that once a year, and it's considered a dwelling. So to dwell don't mean you have to be there all the time, all night, all day, all the time. It doesn't mean that. It means you have to spend time at this location. So that's what we do. But I was trying to answer your other question, and I didn't realize I was on the other one.
You answered that one already.
Yeah, so pull the other one up, what she said about when was the Succoth, when was the first Succoth, when was the first time Succoth was observed by the children of Israel in the Torah? I don't know. I don't think they recorded the first time that Succoth was kept in the wilderness. I don't think it was recorded. We're going to read today about when it was done in the book of Nehemiah, one of the times when they did it. But Israel had lost focus of the holy days for a long time. They was just living. And nobody was keeping account of when the holy days were, the Day of Atonement and other things. Nobody was keeping a record of those things. All right? So we're going to read about that when a few minutes when we get started. You gonna come up?
Was that only? I didn't see the significance of keeping it in the wilderness.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because they talk about building booths, right? They're already in booths.
Y'all here, right? Come tell us why.
I was saying that I didn't see the significance of keeping Succoth in the wilderness because they were already in booths in the wilderness.
You see that? So they already in booths. They don't need to keep them in the booth. But a lot of our people after the wilderness, we were still living in booths. But eventually we got houses. And the Most High knew that we would do that. So he told us he wants us to remember when we lived in the wilderness in booths. That's a very good analogy, eh?
Yes. I don't want to go back to the the point that Sister Laurel was making, but I wanted to define race. Is it race in reference to color or culture or
Well,
what is-
all people with dark skin are not black. Some people got white fathers, the European fathers. If you got a European father and his father wasn't a black man, then you're not black. But your skin might look black because your mother might be black. So you might gravitate towards what's that guy's name? He was a singer. Farrakhan. I don't even think Farrakhan is a black man. Yeah, his father was of another nation. His mother was the woman from the island somewhere, but his father was European, if I'm not mistaken, which meant that Farrakhan wasn't really a black man, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm correct. But there's a lot of people who are prominent in Israel. I'm trying to think of that singer, there's a black singer who appeared to be black, but he wasn't. He was a white man because his father was white. And I can't think of his name. But there's a lot of people like that. They look like they're black, but they're not.
He looked black.
Yeah, he looked black.
So we're not
Matter of
talking
fact,
about,
Bob Marley wasn't black.
so we're not talking about color. We're just talking about
Yeah, nationality, what they
Nationality.
actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Marley wasn't black.
Yeah.
Bob Marley's father was a European. His mama was a black woman.
It's gonna be hard to different.
Well,
at
then
these
you got to
times.
learn people's lineage. You got to know
Yeah.
who the biological fathers are and all that type of stuff. You got to ask questions. Because after a while of mingling with black people, you're going to have black people all over again.
So that says we cannot just jump in a pot. You just might get cooked.
Can't jump in a pot, you might just get cooked.
Our goose might be cooked.
It says Farrakhan's father was Jamaican and his mother was Kitchian.
Jamaican.
His father was Jamaican.
Well, that is.
That's what it says.
I don't
know
think-
that doesn't
yeah.
mean black either, but I'm just looking up the nationality.
Yeah, I don't,
You said that, so I'm looking up.
yeah. No, see if you can find somebody else to show you what Bob Marley father, who he, I mean, Farrakhan, who his father was. Yeah.
His name is Percival Clark.
Well, pull up Percival Clark and see if you see a picture of him. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the way it went. Farrakhan's father was a white man, and his mother was a black woman from the islands, and that's how they got.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's a white man.
He is a white man. You see him? Like I
He
said,
was white.
his father was white.
He was from the island as well.
Yeah, Farrakhan's father was a white man. That's why he ain't got no problem following Fraud Muhammad, because Fraud Muhammad was a white man. So let's move on before I get interrupted by the fruits of Islam. Good thing they ain't like they used to be. Whoo, they was raving havoc. So where we at? Isha, you
That
got it.
question is on.
So what would you say to the Israelite woman, knowing themselves as such or not, that married outside their race because they couldn't find a decent mate in their race? How could they have how could they avoid what?
How could they have avoided that decision or making that choice? That was all.
They could have avoided by keeping the commandments and not marrying outside their race. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. No, oh, that the ones that didn't know themselves?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, but you can't tell them nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't keep no law. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. And they're not going to avoid it unless they really understand why they can't do it all. But you don't, even people, sometimes they know that they shouldn't do something. They still do it because that's what they want to do. James 6, Shabbat Shalom. Shout out to the Prince. All right, may the Most High be praised. Ima Duracia is there. She texting you or she just texting me? All right. They kept Succoth when Shlomo dedicated the temple, First Kings. Yeah, but they wasn't in the wilderness at that time. So she's right. They wasn't in the wilderness at that time. They were dwelling in booths. I mean, they were in houses. I think you mean African Americans because in America, those people are considered black strictly by color. Yes, in America, strictly by color, they can. And I'm saying this so that we're not ignorant to that. Just because you dark skinned don't mean you black. You are what your father is. So if your father is black, then you're black. If your father's not black, you're not black. If your father's Hebrew, then you're Hebrew. If your father's not Hebrew, then you're not Hebrew. But that don't mean that you can't serve the Creator, because you can. All nations under the sun can serve the Most High. All nations. You don't have to be a Hebrew Israelite to serve the Most High. And Imam, I'm gonna let you handle that because I keep messing up. Excellent point. That's why it says they found written in the Torah. That's right. And we're gonna read about that, what they found written in the Torah. All right. Next, where we at? Any other questions or comments before we move on? No other questions in the house?
So are you saying, let's back to this race thing. So are you saying that,
You might want to come up, Imam. So, turn your mic on. I'll turn my mic off. You want to come up? She just wants to come up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say your question.
So are you saying that if any of your daughters marry a Jewish man, right? But the Jewish man could be black, but he could look white.
Well, let's not say what could be. Let's say what we know.
Okay,
So that scenario.
There are Jewish men that look Caucasian, but they're black.
Why would they be black?
Because their father's black.
So they really got a black father with a white mother and produced a light-skinned looking white boy and call themselves Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be something? I'm just saying.
Then they Hebrew. You are what your father is.
Yeah.
So as long as that white boy's father is a black man, then that white boy is actually a black man. It's just that simple.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that all white people is bad. That's not what I'm saying.
I know, yeah.
But you're not supposed to marry them
I'll say yeah.
being an Israelite woman.
Right. And are you okay with any of your daughters or sons marrying a person who does not consider themselves Hebrew but Jewish?
Oh, I could care less if he's Jewish. If he's black, if he's Hebrew, if he is a Hebrew, he could call himself whatever. He could call himself Bobo the Clown. I wouldn't care. If he's an Israelite, long as he's worshiping the Most High to the best of his ability, then that's all that matters to me. All right? As long as he's worshiping the Most High to the best of his ability, then he cool with me.
Adam's question is, so that's in our way of life.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See it?
No, say it again.
So a bastard in our way of life is considered a child that was fathered by a different race
Yes,
or by a non-Israelite man.
yes.
Brother James said, what about our foremothers being raped by Euro-Gentiles?
All of that.
Yeah. Well, he's right. But that don't change our nationality because all of us wasn't affected by that. When what happens is your mama could have been raped by a Euro-Gentile, a white man, and she produced a male son. That male would look black, but be, he wouldn't be a Hebrew. Every child that came out of him would still be the same thing from that white man. And usually you see the features in them. Usually you see the features. But along the line, his daughter meet a black man, he impregnated her daughter, that child gonna be black. And that's how that goes. You know, it's not a whole lot of arguing or fussing about it. So Ima Deretia wanted to, oh, did you put something up, Ima?
No.
Okay, Ima Deretia wanted to. Shabbat Shalom, Prince Cass, Prince Sitz Amun, I don't know what all that is. Maybe that was an error. Please read what the Most High told King Solomon about marrying other women. Oh, maybe that's supposed to say, I don't know. It was not about race or the outward appearance or nationality. You want the next one? It was about their deity and false gods. That's right. Whom they worshipped. So if the non-Hebrew partners worship as we do based on Torah, Tanakh, you can marry that person. Example, Ruth and Boaz. No, that's a bad example. That's a bad example, and no, that's not accurate. Both Boaz was still a Hebrew Israelite, and Ruth had converted and began to live as a Hebrew Israelite. So that marriage would have been sanctioned. It was about their deity, false gods. That's right. Now that part I agree with. What was the next thing she put up?
It's the end of it.
Ruth and Boaz, correct. Okay.
Okay. That's,
All right. May the Most High be
no,
praised.
Just the end of it.
Oh, this is incorrect. Pray this holy season memorials were your best, and that next year will be better. In the name of I am Shabbat Shalom. All right, Shalom, babe. Shabbat Shalom. It's the first time I seen you here. Shabbat Shalom. You are what the seed carries are. Okay. That's not true. What's not true? What part wasn't true? We don't want to start no stuff. What part wasn't true? No, he's right. You are what your seed, whatever the seed is, that's who you are. That's what you are. In our way of life, what do we call a child that was created outside of marriage? Nothing. A child, even by two Israelite parents, not bastard, but a what? Nothing. He was created by two Israelite parents. He's an Israelite. Just that simple. Because for real, when you come together, you're husband and wife. You're married. So that's all we have. Bang, what did I put up there that wasn't true? Or what did we say that wasn't true? Or did somebody else say something that wasn't true? I don't remember. And he said he's coming to live on the land with us too, y'all. So y'all be ready. He said he's coming to live on the land soon. I think he said around December. So we got about 2 months. I think he said around December. Elijah will talk to us. The scripture that we read. Okay, please give us the explanation that you're speaking of. What scripture wasn't true?
Oh, so you say what England was it? What England was it?
Yeah, he might just be talking about Boaz and Ruth. That might be what he's talking about. But see, listen, as I stated earlier, the woman could be anything. The man has to be Hebrew. Yeah. All right. I don't know what was that, Ima, you just had up? Some nationality?
I had just put up Immigration's first comment.
Okay. All right. Was there any other questions or comments that we missed? Yes, Boaz. Most of Earth's creatures, including man and plant life, are GMO. Do you think that the Most High Creator is calling all creation to return to their origin, not only in spirit, but also biologically? That's a good way. Hey, you be on some deep stuff, man. Yes. Now, GMO, meaning that it's not the original. Okay, genetically modified. You know, genetically modified doesn't just mean it's not original, though. Genetically modified means it's married in a laboratory. It's created in a laboratory. Yeah. They doing it to everything, all over the place. And the Most High don't like that. He's not pleased with that. So yes.
I'm thinking that the Most High is going to, is doing all this. That is what the renewal is all about. I believe that's what the renewal of every 7,000 years or something, that's what the renewal is all about, because we mess it up, man, mess it up. Big
Yeah,
time.
man, messing up big time.
Big time. And so the Most High said, I made you this way, I made this way, and you would change it. You would change it.
He made man and woman, and now what we
Yeah.
doing? You let man decide whether he want to be a male or female. All right. What's next, family? Any other questions or comments? This whole day is about questions about Succoth and whatever else you may want to ask a question about. That's what this whole day is about, this Shabbat class. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, we're going to turn to the book of Nehemiah. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8. Nehemiah chapter 8, we're going to start at verse 13. Are y'all ready? Nehemiah chapter 8 and 13. He's right. Tell us what a terminator seed is. Seeds are being removed and stored, and they're replacing them with terminator seeds. All right. Nehemiah chapter 8.
You said 13. Verse 13.
Yes. Y'all ready? And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests. Now the chief of the fathers was the head men, the elders of the communities. The priests, the Levites, all of them was gathered together unto Ezra the scribe, unto one man, Ezra. He was in charge, even to understand the words of the law. So they came to Ezra to get understanding of the laws of the Almighty. But I like the fact that these men came together to study, to brain pick, and to learn and to read about what thus saith the Most High. And they found written in the law, which the Most High had commanded by Moshe, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month. So Ezra and Nehemiah was way before kings. You follow me? They were before the kings. And that's when this took place. Ezra and Nehemiah. Yes. They found written in the law, which the Most High had commanded by Moshe, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim it in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go unto the mountain and fetch olive branches, pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of fig trees to make booths, as it is written. So that only confirms that that's how we were supposed to make these things. We wasn't supposed to use this tent skin, this stuff that we use in this nylon, this artificial stuff. No, it was made out of natural material, natural fiber. And I can see that because the natural fibers still allow the kinetic energy to surfaces around you, even if it's animal skin. It still allows natural energy to come into your sphere. This stuff that we got, this nylon, it's like wearing imitation clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, would you think,
Can't hear you. Want to come up? It's gonna be a dope
I was
comment.
saying, would you? I was just saying, would you think that using the natural, the wood, the trees,
It builds up your
leaves,
energy,
everything,
your spiritual
also,
energy.
wouldn't it be a warmer too?
Oh,
Would you think it would be warmer?
It's possible. It could be
Mhm.
if you.
Because it's so
patch the
different
holes.
type of enclosed.
Yeah, it could probably be. Probably sure. You
I
gotta.
was just thinking about like how,
If you can pack the leaks, then yeah, it probably would be.
and then putting the leaves. a
Leaves
certain
over
way,
top
because
of it,
palm
slow it
leaves
down.
Are really big.
Yeah,
And then also the shade of it, like different depending on what season it was.
Yeah.
Then, but like,
Yeah.
because I think about the tents, how the tents are actually really not there to keep you warm at all, or keep the rain out, because they're not built for that. Like the water still comes in, the wind still comes in, and just thinking about the different reasons why, like you were just saying, the fabric of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and how it protects us. So that was just
Temporary dwellings.
right.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. So the people went forth. Now watch this part, y'all. Shabbat Shalom, Brother Asa. So the people went forth and brought them and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of Ha Elohim, and in the streets and the water gates, and in the streets of the gates of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths. No, so this might be after the kings. Ezra might be. Let me think for a second. Yeah, Ezra is after the kings. Yeah, this is after the kings. And all the congregation of them that come again out of the captivity made booths and sat under the booths. For since the days of Josiah, the son of Nun, unto the days of the children of Israel, they had not the children of Israel done so. And there was a very great gladness also day by day, for the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law, and they kept the feast 7 days. On the 8th day was a solemn assembly according until the manner. May the Most High be praised. Let me get in some thought for a second, please, because I need to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Yes, Ezra was after the kings because Daniel came out in the time of the Exodus, and Daniel was after the kings. So Daniel came out in the time of this Exodus that Ezra and all Nehemiah, all of them, they were all boys when they came out. Yes. So this was after Dawid and Shlomo and all of them reigned. Yes, Josiah, all of them.
Well, that could be why when we read in the book of Esther, why Ezra was still so knowledgeable of the law.
Ezra?
In
Mordecai.
And Ezra was in, and Nehemiah. They were in.
Ezra was in
They're
where?
mentioned in the book of Esther.
Where? What would they mention about Ezra?
When it talks about, especially towards the end with the Exodus and stuff. I mean, I could be mixing both with the movie and that, but they're mentioned in it because when Mordecai, he speaks of talking to Ezra, and Ezra talks to him about why.
That's probably the movie.
When he talks about letting her marry outside of the.
Yeah, you probably talking about the movie. I don't think that's in
I'm
there.
gonna read it
Yeah, well, look it up. Just do a search on Ezra, his name, and that'll tell you if Ezra is mentioned in the book of Nehemiah. I mean, if Ezra is mentioned in the book of Esther, I don't see where that's at. I would like to see it, but I don't know where it is.
Maybe in that apocrypha.
No, I haven't read that.
Okay, there's a comment here, and then we're going to do the technology. Based on verse 14, it sounds like our people have forgotten this law. Absolutely. Just like we've forgotten today. And we've forgotten the law because so much time and space have been present since we have been established as a nation. All right, terminated seeds technology, also known as genetic use restrictions technology, GURT, is a genetically engineered method that causes a plant's seed to be sterile, preventing them from being saved and replanted by farmers. The original aim was to protect intellectual property by forcing farmers to buy new seeds each year, but it faced widespread criticism over economic impacts and potential environmental risks, leading to an international moratorium on its use in 2000. How it works: a gene is intentionally inserted with a poison that will violate it from being able to reproduce. So that means when you plant that seed, you only get to use it that one time. It doesn't grow fruit with seeds in it and drop to the ground that could regenerate again. They did that intentionally.
That's like the new stuff they have where they're spraying things so they don't rot when they fall to the ground. So I did look it up. Ezra, it says Ezra. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
It says Ezra is not mentioned by name in the book of Esther, but the book is considered part of the same historical period.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
is closely linked
Yeah,
to the
we're
books
not
of
arguing with
Ezra
that.
and Nehemiah.
Yeah, we're not arguing with that point. But yeah, I didn't think he was mentioned in the book. All right. Are there any other questions or comments, family? Because I done read all I needed to read today to keep this day as a Mikra Kodesh. But I would like to have other questions. If there's anybody here who have any questions or any concerns, hey, Ben, you let me know, man. I send you the link. You can come on and sometimes do a lesson and teach, and share and exchange information with the family. Hit me up and let me know, and I'll send you the link sometime. If you get a class prepared, you let me know ahead of time, and I'll let you come on. Bring you in. So that way you don't have to go through Facebook. You be go on Ustream or YouTube. Oh, absolutely. It was very explanatory. All right. Are there any other questions, family?
Observation.
No other concerns? Nobody else? Yes?
Just comment.
Okay, come on up. Come on up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were saying. I thought you were saying observation like you understood. All right. My apologies.
The observation is what we're denoting in the change, that we have not the same structures that we're supposed to have, but the same frame of mind to remember.
That's a good observation. We don't have the same structures, like we don't have the same natural elements that we build our tents out of, but yet our mindsets are the same, where we're trying to put forth effort to please the Creator. Is that what you mean?
Not only that, we participated with the elements. We used the elements. We didn't use them in the old ways, but we used the elements around us.
Yes, we did. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. She's right. And that's a good observation. All right. Any other questions or comments, family? Any other observations? All right, so I guess by right, we can say that's it. It's a wrap. So this is bringing the day of Shmini Atzeret to a close. Oh, he was up here? So this is bringing the day of Shmini Atzeret to a close. May the Most High be praised with and pleased with all of our efforts to please him. We're going to close out with a prayer. We're going to close out with a prayer. Any of y'all, did you say you wanted to make prayer? Anybody want to close us out with a prayer? Did you say yes or no? Oh, Aim gonna close us out with a prayer. May the Most High be praised. So all right, Aim, you can come up here if you don't mind.
Most High Creator, we're so thankful for this day, and we are requesting your permission to approach your throne at this time. Toda, Creator, for your sustenance. Toda for allowing us another chance to meet with you, to assemble with you, to do as you has told us, and with what the resources that we were provided with. We're thankful for each and every person here that were able to come out and do as you have told us. And we're thankful for each and every person online that have gathered with us. It is not by chance that you have brought us together, but it's by appointment. And we're thankful for all of the suggestions. We're thankful for all of the comments. We're thankful for all of the contributions that were made today. As we go forth to a new year, to the next Chag, or to the next assembling of minds, body, and spirit, we ask that you may be with us, continue to protect us, continue to protect this family as we move forward in spirit and in truth. We ask you to increase us and bless us and show your favor upon us as we go throughout this day, as we go throughout this month, as we go throughout the year. Yes. Continue to be with us, we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, may the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting, for he is King.
Yeah.
Yes, we're ending out the holy season. Yes. Thank you, Aang, for that beautiful prayer. We greatly appreciate it. All right, so is there anyone else before we close out, before we leave? So at sunset today, the holy season will have officially concluded. There's no more holy days that we have besides the weekly Shabbat day until we reach Passover and and Yom what?
Kagmatsu.
Kagmatsu.
Next year.
Next year. All right? So may the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting. Y'all sure ain't no more questions, right? Because once we close out, you're going to be like, oh, I should have asked. If there's it.
7 days Shabbat.
Huh?
So no more holy days. 7 days Shabbat.
Yep.
All right, she said, if there's any more questions, ask it on the weekly Shabbat. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Shalom, shalom, family.
Beulah land at Temple Kefar Yim.
This is for the people in the front and the back. Through the gate, you had a lot to do, and you know you got a lot on your plate.
We are Beulah land at Temple Kefar Yim, a community, a school, a family of faith working to build something greater together. Our mission is simple but powerful: to restore, to teach, and to grow. Here at Beulah land, we bring together the vision of Temple Kefar Yim with hands-on action.
Stop it, you got it, yeah, you got it. Keep on.
Through our Goshen Hebrew Academy, we teach our children the Hebrew language, history, and principles that ground us in our faith. We celebrate Shabbat services and holy days with joy, keeping our culture and traditions alive for generations to come. Our work also reaches beyond the classroom. We focus on community growth, agriculture, training, and safety, building a place where families can learn, worship, and thrive. The name Beulah land comes from scripture, representing covenant, renewal, and a people restored to their land and purpose. That is exactly what we are doing here, restoring faith, culture, and community life. But we can't do it alone. If our mission speaks to your heart, we invite you to support us. You can give through Cash App or PayPal at Build Yisrael, or learn more at www.GoshenHebrewAcademyTempleKefaryim.org. Feel free to contact us at BeulahLand@TempleKefaryim@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and even become a member to stay connected and help spread our message of faith and restoration.
Change up in a minute, as fast as change clothes out the cleaner.